Hi guys, it's Jaritza, and for today's video I wanted to show you how to create your own crayons in different shapes. So I saw this idea on Pinterest and I went searching around to see where I could find some inexpensive molds, because the silicone molds are pretty expensive. And I was actually able to find something very reasonable you can actually get right now. But before I get to that, I wanted to show you first of all what they end up looking like. This is what they look like. And then here's one that I already decorated. And I'm going to walk you through how I created this little tag and everything, and how I created the crayons. But my trial and error. I went to IKEA and I saw these really cute molds. And these are ice molds. You put water in them, you stick them in the refrigerator, and then you get eyes in the shape of, whatever mold you buy. So I thought, well, why not? I mean, these are that silicone material, so I went ahead and stuck it in my Hello Kitty oven that I showed previously to work on polymer clay. Well, it doesn't work. They melted. And this one, actually, you can see just how bad. Oh, I mean, this was a full mold, but this was just melted and it got stuck in the oven, so I had to cut it away and throw it out in the trash. But as you can see, it didn't hold up very well. The crayons got stuck and they broke. So, that was a flop. So I'm going to go ahead and take these molds back because they were really inexpensive. They were only $2. So I was hoping that they worked. And they didn't. And next, I had these little silicone baking molds. And they're really, really tiny. They're about an inch in diameter. And even though they worked, they came out pretty good. I didn't like these ridges. They just, I don't know, I just didn't like the way they looked with the ridges. So, see, luckily I only used one of each, so I still, I can still save this whole thing for baking, but these I'm going to have to throw out since I already used them for something other than food. See, I tried them and they came out pretty good, but I don't know, just something about the ridges, and they were actually really small too. They were tiny. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll put them in a glass measuring cup and stick them in the oven and melt it and then pour it. Yeah, that didn't work either. It was really messy. It was all dripping. And two, some of it started to cool down before I was done, so then I kept having to stick it back in the oven and melt it, and it was just, yeah, so this was a flop. So I went to Target. In the dollar spot, they have a $2.50 section now. They had these what do they call it? Heart-shaped muffin pans. So I bought it hoping that it worked, and they actually did work. So originally this was put together like this, but this was too big, and then they had a whole edge around it, and it was too big to fit in my Hello Kitty mold. Plus they were really flimsy, and when you first take them out of the oven, the crayons are going to be really, really liquidy. And I was afraid that, trying to maneuver, that I was going to spill the crayons and everything. So I decided to just cut them up into more manageable shapes. So it actually worked really well like this for me. I can fit only 3 in a mold, but 3 in the oven, but But anyways, yeah, there was $2.50, and like I said, they worked beautifully because they came out really cute. So let me show you what you need to do in the supplies. So of course you're going to need a bake safe silicone mold. I got this one at Target, $2.50, which you can get right now. They have it in pink and they have it in red, both in the same shape heart. You're going to need crayons. You can either use leftover crayons you have, in your child's crayon box, but by the time I discovered this, I had already cleaned out that part of my daughter's room, and most of those crayons I threw them out. But, during the school season, they sell crayons for, $1 a box. So I went ahead and loaded up and bought like 15 boxes of these. So, this was $1. So you're going to need some crayons, your mold, and of course you're going to need some sort of oven. I'm using my Hello Kitty oven, which is in my craft room, for my crafts. But you can also use your home oven. If you like I said, I was experimenting, which is a good thing I didn't use my home oven, because if not, I would have gotten silicone melted mess in there. But, you can use your home oven if you like. So the first thing you need to do is remove the wrappers from your crayons. And the easiest way that I found to do this is just to take a craft knife and just very carefully just, you know, cut a line down, and then you can just really easily just peel the paper off. And while you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're having your oven preheating at 275. Alright, so now your crayons are all free of their wrappers. And now what you're simply going to do is just break them up. And I'm working on a non-stick craft mat to maintain my work area clean from crayon residue. Alright, and then mix them all up. Grab your molds. One of these boxes would fill 3 of these molds. And at first it looks like a lot because it's all the way up to the top. But once it melts, it's going to settle. And it's actually only going to be about half the mold that's going to be filled when it's all done melting. So there we are. And then you're just going to stick them in the oven at 275 for about 15 to 20 minutes, or until you see that everything is nice and melted. Sometimes you may have to stick like a toothpick in there because there's clumps that may still be hard that you can't see from the surface. But other than that, that's all you need to do. And we'll see you back in about 20 minutes. Okay, so the oven just dinged, so I'm going to go ahead and take them out so you can see what they look like. Be very gently that you don't spill it over the mold because it is very hot. So as you can see, let me see if I can wiggle it. It's very, very liquidy. Very, very liquidy. You can see that. So you're just going to let them sit for about a half an hour until they're completely cool. And while these are cooling, you can go ahead and just have another batch, you know, ready to go. I'm going to remove these from the pan so that I can have the pan free to make more while these are cooling. And I'll see you back when these are completely hardened. Okay, so they've been cooling for about 40 minutes. And they're hard now to the touch, but they're still a little warm. So to help them cool faster, I'm going to take them out of the mold. So what you need to do is just very gently, just, you know, pull the molds to release the crayon. And flip it over and very gently just let the crayon just kind of drop out. Isn't that beautiful? Alright. So let me set up to decorate them. I'm not going to use these for now. I'm going to let them cool completely, but I have some that have been cooling now for a while. Okay, so what I used was these treat bags that I found at Hobby Lobby. They're 3 3/4 by 6. I'm just going to put one inside. Put that to the side, and then I'm using my Mind Size Love Me 6x6 paper pad. I'm going to be using the Ranger Jenny Bowling Fountain Pen ink. For my Happy Valentine's Day sentiment, I'm using this stamp set from the Stamps of Life. It's called Jar for Candy, and I'm using the Happy Valentine's Day what I did is I split my stamp up. So I cut the happy off of the stamp very carefully with a really sharp pair of scissors so that I can have it going in one long line. And then for the from, I'm using just my type 2 by Lawn Fawn. And then I'm going to be using this heart punch by Stampin' Up. Some twine from Divine Twine. This is one of their limited colors for Valentine's. You're going to need a crocodile, a sharp pair of scissors, and some cardstock. And I'm also going to be using a die from Paper Train, the double-ended banners die from Paper Train. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is punch a heart from the pattern paper. And what I like about these is the cardstock is double-sided, so it's going to be nicely finished on both sides of this tag. And then I'm going to run my Cuttlebug, and I'm just going to use the smaller banner, and I'm going to actually have to die cut 2. One for the Happy Valentine's Day, and then when you turn it over, one for the from. So I'll be right back. Here I have my 2 banners. I'm going to go ahead and stamp one with Happy Valentine's Day. Using whatever adhesive you choose, I'm just going to run a strip across the center of the heart. Attach my banner. I'm going to turn it over and run a strip of adhesive through the banner and the heart all the way across. And then I'm going to attach the second banner. And then I'm going to stamp the from. And then I'm going to have my daughter sign it with her name on it. And there we go. And you're going to take a crocodile on the smaller of the hole punches. And you're going to cut just a small circle to run your twine through. There we go. I'm going to take my twine. And the first thing I do is I tie a knot. Okay. Once I have the first knot, I'm just going to take the tag and put it through now. And now I just tie my bow. I'm just going to trim off my ends. You have a really cute treat for your kids' class. Alright, so that's it. Now I have to make 18 more of these. Alright, so thanks for stopping by. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.